So welcome back to a little bit different episode, but still fitness nonetheless, because in today's time, you're probably needing to be a bit more safe than before. And if not, probably just as safe as before. So we're going to be talking about how to carry concealed, but in the fitness manner. So there are a couple of things. Let me just say that. Let me say a few things in case I go over two things. There are a few things that we deal with a bit differently when we're in our fitness attire. One, typically we're not wearing a belt. Two, typically we're not wearing hard cargo pants or jeans. And then another thing is we're usually dealing with a draw strap or a waistband that is spongy to at least keep our pants up on us when it comes to fitness, and or shorts with a drawstring. If I don't have my chest pack on, which is quite like obvious, which is why I don't like to wear it much at all. I like to go ahead and go concealed. That way, nobody really expects what you have. Nobody really knows how they need to approach you. And hopefully you can have the advantage in a situation where people think you are disadvantaged when you're just trying to get out and get healthy. So two things I want to mention. First is the 5.9 FN 509C. All right. Now, this is considered the compact model for F&N. All right. But not subcompact. This is subcompact, and this is what I typically like to carry around. Majority, 95% of the time, I'm going to carry this, okay? The PF9. Now, there are other variations of this from other companies. As you can see, the size difference in these two firearms is quite significant. I will put them up side by side so you can see. All right, so the difference between subcompact and compact, you would think, oh, that's not a lot. That's not a lot, Jay. It is a bit when you're talking about trying to carry concealed. Even if we move this down here, you can see that you're going to have pretty much more grip, hand grip coming out the bottom, and a lot more barrel sticking out beyond this. I mean, almost probably much an inch and a half. That makes a difference when you're carrying concealed, okay? So let's say you might not have all these options. You might not be like me and have a good arrangement or selection of personal protection firearms. You might only have something that's going to be like this, compact, mid-range. Maybe you and your partner, you chose something and that's what you're going to pick, and this is it. Now, I will tell you this before we get into the video. I know that these subcompacts, you would think that, you know what, I could just get these. Both of these are 9mm, all right? Both of them are 9mm, but the difference is something this small does not have enough weight to it to really absorb that recoil once that round goes off. So your hand's going to be absorbing a lot of that. And sometimes you can experience a malfunction because your hand, or you have a limp wrist, and you take some of that force out of there, and therefore it won't rechamber. So those are things you have to keep in mind. Although subcompact, cute, pretty, small, and all that, there are things and nuances that come with this. So usually I would suggest, especially for first-time owners, don't go beneath a compact, full, or full size. And I like compacts. So now we're talking about the holsters. How are we going to carry these? So what I did was I did two tests, two different holsters. I took one holster, went for about 1.4 miles, and we'll show you that. I took another holster, did the same thing. All right, so let me show you the video when we started with this holster. Now, this is an in the waistband holster. So let me show you that video, and we'll go from there. Listen, we're going to do a walk test. The walk test is going to consist of your typical in the waistband holster for a compact, not a subcompact, FN 509. Then we're going to switch out. So we're going to walk for 1 mile with this. Now, the whole point is to see how athletically or in fitness can you conceal carry and what feels better. After 1 mile, I will switch over to what we call the naked holster made by two veterans, essential holsters, all right? And we'll see which one feels better, and I'll give you my opinion on what may work better for you to conceal carry on your walks or your jogs and so on. So that's how we're going to start the test. I'll update you 1 mile after this one, let you know how it feels, switch over to this one, and then update you after that, and then we'll finish up downstairs in the office. At this point in time, we're like 1.4 miles. So that means I'm gonna start right here. We should get about the same distance. So with this in waistband holster, I can already tell you that you definitely feel the wear in your buttocks area. You definitely know it's there. The claw, which I'll explain later on what that really does come into handy a little bit. So we're gonna switch out of this holster, put this one on in the back pocket. When I did that walk, I carried this a couple of ways, all right? So in-band holster, as you see, your firearm will drop right in there, Okay, you carry it like you saw it in the video. It's gonna lock due to the way this is molded. This is your claw. Now, this claw is really good when it comes to belts, okay? Because the belt will come through here and then push this around. And what that is to decrease your print. And what a print is basically seeing your firearm through your shirt. When you get to full size, it's a little harder to hide that print. Compact and down, you can do it pretty well, especially with the PF9 and Kel-Tec. You could definitely do it, and it's lighter weight. So when it comes to drawstrings, you'll have a little bit of functionality with this, but not as much as you would with a full belt. So I tried it two ways. I tried with my pants just under the claw, which kept the gun kind of tilted up and didn't let it drop down. And then I tried with my drawstring coming straight across this little divot, and it stayed right there, which was the more comfortable way to carry it. I can tell you after I hit a mile, it definitely started to wear on my backside some. I could just feel the wear over time and just knew that if that was for a full day, which I have carried waist for a full day, which is why I had other holsters made, and it's uncomfortable, especially when you get up to 40 cal, 45, it gets uncomfortable. Stay with 9mm, don't do 380, don't do odd ammo, especially if you want to have personal protection and fitness when you're out walking. You're going to stay compact or subcompact. So this holster, although good, probably not the best for the fitness side of things when you're out walking or even a light jog. I wouldn't recommend running all out with this. Bike rides, light jog at best, walking definitely, okay? So what I did do is, and you pull that out just like so, I went ahead and switched over to this next clip and then put the naked holster on. Now, I've already kind of explained the naked holster, and I'll go into further depth when we're at the office, but you want to apply the naked holster first. You don't want to have it on your clip and then holster it, and then you will holster the weapon in your fixed position. And so now we'll go ahead and walk about another 1.4 miles with this one and see what the difference is between IWB, which is in waistband holster, and the naked holster, which you saw considerably has less material. Let's go. What we have here is the naked clip. Now, this clip is made by two veterans, local in the United States, and it's called the naked holster. There are a couple of things you need to know. This definitely, as I thought it would be, because this is similar to that. Now, this PF9, they offer this option from with a manufacturer option of this belt clip. And what it is, you could take these two pins out and you have a belt clip and you carry it pretty much just like you would a pocket knife. All right. Many of you carry a pocket knife for protection, especially. These are definitely easy to carry on fitness runs or jogs, but it's pretty much just like a pocket knife. All right. You got your pocket knife clip holster that's always attached to this firearm, so you don't have to worry about the holster being detached or losing it. It's always attached here, and I can tell you that this is very comfortable. If you're okay and you practice with any of these firearms, you'll be okay. This is the ideal carry for fitness if you're going to carry one. It's lighter, it's smaller, it still gives you 7+1, still 9mm caliber, enough to get somebody off of you if you have to and you're being endangered or your life is endangered. No safety though, so keep in mind you are the safety. But that is another reason why this style holster you need to be especially careful of, because there is no trigger guard. All right, there's no trigger guard here when you holster this weapon with this pocket clip. The trigger is exposed, and therefore if you have not practiced or got comfortable with it and you do have a round chambered, always do a chamber check, you do have a round chambered, then you'll know if you pull this trigger, especially if you carry Pendy, you'll shoot yourself in an area that won't repair well, or you shoot yourself in the foot, side of the knee, leg, anything like that. So you need to definitely be very comfortable and aware that when you grab this, you're taking your finger across the trigger guard. So that is why, another reason why I say subcompacts, this style holster, although very, very efficient, there are some things you need to be careful of. Now, when it came to this holster, you don't have to worry about the trigger right off the bat because the trigger is guarded, all right? Now, this is a component or a feature that you would want to carry in something like this pocket clip holster, but have the trigger guarded with the holster, but you don't want all this material, which takes up more space in your pants. It's going to add a little bit more weight, and it's a little bit more bulky, right? It is quite a bit bulky, all right? Let's not even say a little bit. It's bulky. So the thing is, this particular holster, the naked holster, gives you the feature of the pocket knife style holster clip right here, but it then turns around and gives you the ability to trigger guard. Val, there you go. Your trigger is guarded. All right. So when you at least draw, you're initially not having to worry about your finger getting inside that trigger guard and then pulling down on that trigger and prematurely discharge the firearm. You won't have that situation. So the thing with this is, once you pull and you draw, it's just as easy as the IWB, which is the in waistband holster, but you're not going to reholster this firearm with this clip attached to your pants, your drawstring, your waist. It's not the best thing to do. Why? Because there is no real good guide when you're in there and you're trying to put it back in. So always detach this naked holster from your pants. Go ahead, put it back on the firearm, and then slide it back into the position where you need it. All right. Hopefully you don't have to use it. You don't have to draw. But if this is something that you've been looking for, now look at that. Look at that holster compared to this. All right. A lot less material. And I'm telling you, this was way more comfortable to carry another 1.5 miles. I could have went 2 miles and it would have been straight. I lost all this material. All right. Lost all that. Didn't have to worry about the claw and the extra fat clip. This is the only thing I needed to clip on. I got my trigger guard, and there you go. And as you see, boom, it comes right off. You draw up, and that's it. So when it comes to athletic concealed carry, the naked holster is a very good option that also gives you the safety of covering that trigger, and so you don't prematurely discharge the firearm, all right? This is a good option, and they're not that expensive. And they shipped it fairly quick. So like I said, I'm not getting paid for this. This is just something I wanted to bring to you all because I know it's a concern of mine when I'm out walking or I'm late at night trying to get my last couple of miles in for cardio. I do carry to protect myself. And with that being said, the type of clothing that we wear as far as being fitness and athletic people does not always warrant or support wearing something like this. And many of you probably are. And that's fine if you're comfortable with it. But I'm going to choose this every day of the week, especially it being more comfortable, lighter weight. It allowed the gun to kind of sit in, but it stayed up so I could draw from the waist nice and normally. And listen, this is the biggest thing. You will need to practice with anything that you get. All right. This is not a firearms channel, but this does have to do with your life, the protection of your life, and health, fitness, because we don't wear the same clothes like we would wear if we were going out in normal day life, jeans, a nice kind of thick belt, and be able to just carry regular when we're in pants, jogging pants, sweatpants, all these other pants that we wear in the fitness industry and as being fitness people. Try the holster, okay? Naked holster made by Essential Holsters, all right? I am a Navy man, a veteran myself. So when I saw that the company themselves were 2 veterans, I thought it was a nice idea. Like I said, I haven't spoke to them. I just ordered the product. I found it searching online for options when I got the 509, and I wanted to get something similar to my PF9. And that's what I came across. So I said I tried it. I think the holster was about like $27-30. That's not a lot for a holster, and especially with the way that this is. So if you want to try it, there you go. I don't have a discount code yet. I just got information, and hopefully it works out for you. Definitely, they give you a pamphlet. Pay strict and close attention. Scan that bar. Scan this QR code when you get your holster. Pay attention to the make, model of your firearm pertaining to each holster that is there so you can order the right one, and watch the video when you get the holster before you start using the holster. Please do that. All right. Always practice. Always look up your information. Always know your local laws. Always think about considering having your permit. Know if you're going to carry open, carry all that good stuff. Stay healthy, stay fitness. Peace.